Heck yeah, man. I am so fired up. Carlton posted in our group me. He's like, every time I hear the word fair, I just get more excited. I'm just like, there's a little ball of energy. I can't wait. Um, I'm really, really, really fired up to be talking about this concept today. Because the thing is, I think what's really, really helped increase my averages at the booth this year has been a big, big focus on package deals. Um, Up until maybe this February, I didn't have as much of a mindset for package deals. I just thought they were this thing that just kind of came along whenever. But as soon as I started focusing on it during every shift, during every show, I noticed it just make big waves in my business. And I'm all about increasing my average order and maximizing every opportunity that I get. So I'm just really, really excited for us to start focusing on this as a team. Um, I started thinking about a lot of the really solid shows that I had, even like smaller events too, where I normally would have sold, maybe like 3, 4 grand or like, 4 or 5 grand all weekend. And a lot of these smaller events, I really started selling like 7 to 10 grand at. And I had to kind of take a look back at my stats as to why I was, doing so much better at these events because I was almost surprising myself. And a lot of it came down to having a focus on these packages. And honestly, I had a lot of those 7 to 10K events that I was having all came from, having a 3 or 4K order that weekend at least, right? So that got me thinking too. I'm like, okay, well, if I can focus on one package deal in a weekend at a smaller event to really boost my sales from 7 to 10K, if I'm having the same opportunity per day at the State Fair of Texas, and I'm usually selling, 4 or 5 grand a day at the State Fair of Texas, what if I made a focus on having a package deal a day at the State Fair, right? And like that would create 7 to 10K days, right? Think about how much opportunity that would create for us. Think about like what that would do for your shift average to have literally a package deal a day. I honestly think just making a few small tweaks to my approach and changing my mindset a little bit was what helped me the most. So the first thing you need to ask yourself is like, what is your mindset when it comes to package deals? Are they something you're focused on and intentional about all the time? Is it something that you know how to do, but you just kind of let it fall in your lap when the opportunity presents itself? Like, have you never had one? Do you not think it's possible yet? Are they something that you make sure you promote every single time? Like, where are you at mentally? When the word package deal comes to your mind, like, what is it? What kind of role does it play in your business, right? So everyone thinks differently about them, and I think it really helps to have a mentality around creating them for yourself and really believing that you could be selling more. When you really think about it, people who are buying full sets from us, a lot of them have more money to spend. And the only reason we don't sell them another $1,000 plus package on top of that is a lot of time their open mindedness and how they're viewing everything else that we make, right? But I believe a lot of those people have the opportunity to buy more. So you shouldn't be thinking that people don't have the capability to get package deals because the truth is a lot of them do. So now it's just up to us to do a better job of creating that opportunity for them. Right. So when you guys think about it, our job is to maximize every single interaction with a customer. Right. It's up to you to be in the right mental headspace where when that package deal customer comes up to the booth, you need to be thinking big. And seriously, think about if you just added a flatware chest or a cookware set or a business gift or a hunting package, a gift, accessory package, even just one of those. Imagine if you just added one of those to one of the sets that you sold every day. It would skyrocket your fair season. Think about it, guys. A lot of us are already selling a lot of sets per day, right? Already. How many are we going to turn into package deals? Right? Of those, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets you sell a day, how many of those are you going to turn to package deals this fair season? It's just a slight tweak, right? So, when I think about what the difference in the best reps in the country versus the average reps in the country, the best reps sell more to the customers who are already buying or were going to buy. Right? It makes us cringe a lot of the time if we see a super qualified person come up to the booth and they're like definitely buying a set, right? We think and somebody sells them a 5-piece. We're like, oh no, it's the same exact thing here, guys, just on a bigger scale. We aren't selling package deals to people that could be buying them a lot of the time. I think it's a big area of opportunity. So I just remind myself every day that my set sales are already out there. So how many am I going to turn into a package deal like a badass, right? So I do a few things to kind of set the stage for this. Planting seeds during the approach is a big deal. Big deal. I don't think that blindsiding customers with all this other stuff we make after they get their set of knives is always the right way to go about it. The more people hear something, the more they start thinking about it, right? So ask yourself, how can you just tweak your approach a little bit? And I'll go into a couple of a little bit of verbiage at the end of this here for you guys, to let you know how I started tweaking my approach. But what can you do to tweak your approach to mention flatware, cookware, gifts, etc., multiple times without really going into selling it, but just dropping it, right? So I'm all about talking about things and going into them right away. But at the same time, like, you just need to drop little hints to people. But you got to think about it. If somebody has an interest in something and you're just throwing it out there, they're priming themselves to have a conversation about it. The more they're thinking about it, right? So I just want to get my customers consistently priming themselves to have a conversation about this other stuff that we sell towards the end, or even right away when I show them different sets, right? So you should do a few things. One is see if you can mention the other programs that we have 3 times throughout the approach. I heard somewhere in some book or something that people need to hear things 3 times for it to stick. So see if you can, throw in 3 little blurbs about our cookware, flatware, business gifts, whatever, within the approach. The other thing, number 2, is if they ask about it early, I usually like to give them a little bit of a push away and upsell it later, or offer to make them a package deal. I usually prefer the first option. I can't tell you how many package deals I've sold in the last year, because people are like, oh, you make flatware too? And I'm like, yeah, it's awesome stuff. So let's focus on your knives really quick. I'll tell you about that in a little bit, right? And then it is the easiest upsell after I sell them a set of knives, right? And I think another thing for planting seeds, our displays are going to be really, really key for this. The booth needs to be set up to sell packages. The last few service events I've worked, I've switched over to the no individual knives, and I think that helped me a little bit. Not that you have to do that, but I think that's been a big thing for me. I don't think that cookware should be scattered all over the booth. For example, I think it needs to have its own space, and just like John Clovey talked about on our call we had too, not too long ago, like, we need to be giving more real estate to things that are creating more package deals for us, right? We just need to set the booth up for package focus, and that just plants visual seeds for them right away, right? So having more for the customer to interact with is big too. I like having the flatware set right in front and center, the knife set sometimes right at the front of the table, so people can grab knives out of it and stuff. And you guys have noticed too, when people come up to the booth and they start grabbing knives out of the set, they're usually going to buy a set from you, right? It piques more interest when everything's right up front and center. So the question I ask myself is, how can I get people thinking about packages ASAP within the dialogue? Right? How can I get people thinking about packages immediately within this dialogue that we're about to have, right? So one key to closing more package deals is giving them more reasons to buy now. I learned this from a mentor of mine, is just give them reason after reason after reason to buy now. Bundling should be one of your new favorite words when it comes to promoting package deals. So it just comes down to save money now, spend less later. It just makes sense in the long run. Right? Save money now, spend less later, just makes sense in the long run. Guys, this is why cable and internet companies sell so much, is they promote bundling all day long, right? So if you can get someone to see that whatever they're adding is such a good deal by getting it with something else, they'll always go for it if they want it and they can afford it. It's how one of my family members, I brought them to Tony Robbins, and they spent 15 grand on his whole package instead of 10 grand, because the second package that was already valued at 10 grand, they offered for 5 grand, and probably going to do this event at some point anyway, so you might as well get it for half price. That's how our customers are thinking at the booth. A lot of these things that they're interested in, if they get a good enough deal on it, they're going to go for it. So usually people, when they spend a significant amount of money at the booth, they've already put a lot of emotional energy into buying the first thing. So price positioning the upsell is a really big key for making it a no-brainer. So also promote the fact that it's going to be less energy and less of a process later. Rather than, telling them, rather than coming all the way back to the booth next year or playing phone tag, trying to get an order placed for your flatware, just do it now while you're in front of me, right? Think about this. A lot of the people that can afford bundle deals value their time and their energy over their money, right? So for those people, you need to position the bundle deal as just the most efficient way to get Cutco, right? And of course, for the people who just price shop, or it's a budget thing, you just hit the discount hard, but you just know who you're working with. So you should also get people excited about the idea that since they're able to split it up already, since they're already doing a 5-pay, they can just tack this on. You can, what I always say is, you can play blank for this later, or you can pay blank for it now, save blank, and get it right away. It'll be like Christmas. And they always get fired up about that. So, if the 5-pay was a selling point last time, use it again the second time when you're upselling. And just a side note here, whenever you're upselling packages or anything, be very analytical of how you sold them the first time and use that to whatever sold them, whether, it was an emotional sale, a logical sale, you hit on this certain point and that tipped it over the edge. Be aware of that and use it to upsell again, right? Just side note there. So, you also need to make them feel really good about getting everything all at once. Make them feel like they're the smart Cutco customers. They're not like those customers that get it chunk by chunk and pay more than they need to over time. This is the intelligent way to go about it, right? A lot of customers resonate with that. So just talking a little bit about past customers and new customers, just the difference here. I'll just tell you what I do. So with past customers, I like bringing up the new programs right away. And it makes them feel, and it kind of makes it feel like it was made for them. That's one thing I like to do as well. A lot of people like going into an ultimate upgrade right away, which I'll do sometimes. But with a lot of past customers who are open-minded, I always show programs first. And if they don't get excited about any other programs, I just pivot and go right back into an ultimate upgrade, right? Not a big deal. So I think the power behind this is focusing on what's most important first, rather than trying to sell them something that they aren't as interested in a lot of the time. And so that's how sometimes I've sold flatware chests and then sold an ultimate upgrade like right after that, right? Because they were more interested in the flatware chest, got that out of the way, and then sold them the upgrade after. So and then there's been a lot of times too where I've pitched an ultimate upgrade just to figure out later that they really just wanted the flatware. I should have talked about that instead. I've had 2 package deals this year where I sold flatware and cookware bundle, where normally I would have gone right into an ultimate upgrade. But then, one of these people that was, 6,000 line 1, they already had a homemaker. They were super happy with it. Just went right into flatware and cookware, right? I also love the approach of just asking people which program they'd be more interested in looking at, because the magic words from a customer, by the way, are tell me more about blank. As soon as you hear tell me more about blank, you got them. Like, that's it, right? I want my customers to give me epic permission to sell them rather than pushing them on something, because it just makes the closing process so much easier. So, and you'll notice if you watch me work, I just really like to gain epic permission to sell people, and I can just go at it, right? So, also, you just let your past customers know that we aren't just a knife company, we're just a kitchen company, and most customers work on filling out their kitchen with our products, right? You need to mention that right away. Remember that our past customers still think we just sell knives. So you need to let them know what else we have every single time, because we aren't just here to just sell knives anymore, right? With new customers, kind of comes down to putting more packages in our new customer script. You should mention kitchen and cookware and flatware multiple times. I watched actually Burt Wick sell a full set of cookware to someone who didn't even own Cutco one of the days I field trained with him this year in Minnesota. And I was like, that's absolutely mind-blowing. Then I thought back to a couple times, I've sold set chests of flatware to people who never owned Cutco before, right? But they saw the value in it. So new customers don't buy just the knives, and sometimes they're in the market for other stuff. You got to realize that. You got to make sure you're serving them to the best of your ability, because by not selling them that other stuff and not promoting it well, they're just going to spend more money on it later, and you should just get it for them now for cheaper. So most of the time, guys, I understand you're going to be selling knives, but you don't want to miss other opportunities as well. So I really love the idea of asking them if they're looking for a basic set, family set, complete set, or one of our bundles with cookware, flatware, or both. And that's something I continue to work on and train my brain to do, is that making sure I hit hard on that closing question. There's 4 sets, bundles, complete set, family, and basic. So this just throws the idea out there and kind of gives them the option to tell us to kind of like to show those package deals rather than just kind of limiting their options to just knives. Cause that's what I thought about when I'm like showing the 3 sets. I'm like, I'm really limiting them to just seeing knives by doing that triple close, right? So just a slight little quadruple close could make a big difference. So just some verbiage here for you guys that I use to like past customers. When a past customer comes up to the booth, I say, hey, just so you know, since you're here, we have a few new packages and programs we've come out with for our past customers like yourself. Is it cool if I just keep you up to speed on what we have? And usually they're like, yeah, cool, show me what you got. And I'll just be like, one of the things our customers told us is that they started with a smaller set or a few pieces. And eventually they'd like a full set of Cutco so you can have the right tools. The only problem was they didn't want to buy a whole set over again and end up with duplicates. So what we designed is a program where you can get the pieces you're missing that you want, a bigger block to store everything, and a few more table knives to fill out your set. It's called our upgrade program. Right? The next program is going to be our 60-piece Forever stainless flatware. It's one of our hidden deals because most people don't know that Cutco makes it, but it's actually one of the lowest corporate discounts I've seen Cutco do on anything in the past 7 years of working here. It's gorgeous and we use it every day. We also have our waterless cookware program, which is actually our original product. We've been making cookware longer than we've been making the knives. It cooks healthier, faster than any other cookware out there, and it's got a forever guarantee like everything we make. And the last program is our new family program, where everyone said they loved giving the gift of Cutco to their friends, family, children to kind of continue the legacy. So we came out with a program where you can get some of the lowest pricing on any sets you're looking at for Christmas, birthdays, wedding gifts, etc. And then I've also been adding in recently, since our heavy focus on business gift, we also have our business gift program that's designed to show appreciation for clients, employees, or people who give referrals if you run a business. And then I just always ask, just out of curiosity, if you're looking at any of these programs, what would probably be the next step for you guys? Right? Just out of curiosity, if you're looking at any of these programs, what would probably be the next step for you guys? And sometimes you'll get people that are just go like, oh, well, I'm just not sure. Be like, cool, let me just give you a brief update on the knives. Boom, just go right into an ultimate upgrade. But a lot of the times, guys, you're going to have people be like, tell me about this upgrade thing. Tell me about, this family program. I need a gift for my daughter. Tell me about this, right? And that's the response I'm trying to get. If I don't get it, I just pivot, right? Simple as that. So with new customers, really simple. I've added in just a couple of small tweaks. And just to be honest with you guys, I'm going to be actually dissecting a little bit of Luciano's video that we got last couple weeks ago, and tweaking my new customer approach a little bit more to focus on kitchens and packages. But a few things that I've been doing throughout the course of the year that have helped have been, we're 100% American made, so there's no foreign products in any of our knives, cookware, or flatware, because it used to be just knives. So there's no foreign products in our knives, cookware, flatware, right? There's number one. When you say, our motto is we want you to get one good set of knives, I say, our motto is we want you to get one good set of something for your kitchen and never buy another again, right? There's number two. And then when I'm covering the forever guarantee, I'm like, if anything stains, fades, chips, breaks, melts, cracks, rust, goes dull, you name it, you send it back, Cutco sends you a new one. And that goes for our flatware, our cookware, our knives, or anything with a Cutco name on it, right? Boom, there's number three. And then a lot of the times, too, when I'm closing, I'll be like, some people are looking for more than just knives. After I show, basic family ultimately, some people are looking for more than just knives and need our flatware, cookware, or a gift as well. So we do also have a bundle package where you can add any of those products to your knife set. So if you're looking for a good set today, would you be more of like a basic, family, complete, or more of like a bundle package type of household, right? So those are just a couple of things that I'll do with new customers. When it comes to closing, just a little bit of verbiage here for that. This is like the money line that I learned a while ago for upselling customers on packages, which is, we all know is how it happens a lot of the time, right? I say what I see happen a lot of the time, Mrs. Jones, doing this for so many years, is my customers will get their set of knives and they'll come back next year and say, Matt, we love our knives. We've cut ourselves like 10 times already. What else do you guys make? And then people will see the cookware, the flatware, our family program, and they'll buy that. Now, what a lot of people are doing is they're actually bundling their packages together so they can save a ton of money in the long run. Just out of curiosity, did you know that we made blank, right? And then I'll just go into flatware or cookware. And then when I'm closing, I'll say, hey, just for fun, can I just show you what it would look like to add that on? You don't have to get it if you don't want to, but I might as well just tempt you, right? Just make it super low key, super low pressure, but like, might as well just take a look at it just for fun, right? And if you build enough value, they're always going to say yes. And that's been a big mental shift for me. Rather than trying to strong arm people, it's all about just having faith that if you build enough value, people are always going to say yes. Simple as that. So another thing that I would always say too is, so at the end of the day, if you're going to get blank eventually anyways, you can swing the extra blank over 5 months. It would probably make sense to add it on with the bundle discount that you're getting. But whatever you want to do is cool, right? And a lot of people are like, that just makes sense. And next thing you know, you're selling package deal rather than just a set. So I hope this helps a little bit, but you should definitely use whatever works for you. But I've tried all of this stuff and it works. It works for me. So if you can take anything from this call, just realize that there are more package deals out there for us. And it's just up to you to create that opportunity. So all we need to do is get better at promoting them and really knowing how to sell them efficiently and effectively.